Delhi, India. This is one of the biggest mega cities in the world. A place where millions of people call home. And this capital of the most populous country on the planet. A local once told me that when you come to Delhi, it will take days for you just to explore the city. And to be honest, I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed with the city. There's so much to do, so much to see, and it's just impossible to do it within even 1, 2, or even 3 days. So we are splitting up Delhi, India into a few sections. We've done a few things, we're gonna do a few more, and I'm gonna show you how you can see Delhi in different sections of the city. Today, we're not gonna visit the old heritage area of Delhi. Instead, we're gonna see a little bit more of the modern side, we're gonna see a little bit more of the life, but we're also gonna get used to the locals here, and we're gonna try and understand what it's like here in Delhi, India. So with that said, let's go ahead, let's get the adventure started, and let's start exploring the city of Delhi. This has got to be the most colorful bridge I've ever walked on. It's literally red, blue, yellow, green. Delhi is actually a lot cleaner than I'm expecting so far. Pretty good impression so far. It's a nice colorful bridge. Now you might be wondering, where in Delhi am I right now? It's such a beautiful green space, and honestly, it's beautiful right here. We are currently in a place known as Connaught Place. Yes, Connaught Place. It's a British name that the Brits have left over even after they left colonial India. This is the main park in the center of Connaught Place. Now we're gonna go ahead and explore a little more about Connaught Place. But Connaught Place is basically a place where locals come, where there's bars, pubs, and also a lot of sort of Western chains. You're gonna see coffee shops, you're gonna see Burger King, McDonald's, all these things that you usually associate with the West. For locals here, this is a meetup spot, especially for the young people. This is the place that they want to come to, particularly in the evenings, to do some shopping, to buy food, all those things that young people like to do here in Delhi. But the central garden here is absolutely beautiful. In the center of the garden is actually the metro station called Rajput, which is where you get off, and you get to this really, really nice place. To be honest, if you want to do some Western shopping, you need clothes, some basic necessities that you're used to from your Western countries, then Connaught Place is probably the place to go. That right there, that's the national flag of India. Here in India, it's called the Tiranga. I think it's that way you say it, referring to the three colors, orange, white, and green, that make up the Indian flag. Ever since Modi came into power, these flags have been very common. You can find them all across Delhi. And like as you're just going on the highways or the trains, you can literally see massive, massive Tirangas everywhere. So something just to note if you're gonna come here to Delhi. And just about a 10-15 minute walk away from Connaught Place is this incredible place right here in Delhi. It's a place that we've actually seen in another city here in India before. This is Jantar Mantar. And this place is a place that was built by the Maharaja of Amber, which was in Jaipur in the 1700s. Remember, this Maharaja Jai Singh was very interested in astronomy and astrology, so he built a series of structures all across India to measure the stars, the planets, and everything in between. This was something that he was very excited about, and actually the first one he ever built was here in Delhi, the one right behind me. After that, he built one in Jaipur, which is the one that we visited in Jaipur before, which is a different color. As you can tell, the structures here are red in color, whereas the one in Jaipur was yellow in color. And then ever since then, he just built more and more Jantar Mantar just everywhere else around India. Now, the one here in Delhi, as I said, is the original one, but it was only restored in the 1900s because a lot of it fell into ruin. But a lot of the astronomical sort of tools that they've used are no longer there. What we have now are the bare bones structures that were used at the time for astronomy. A lot of locals here come here as a garden, as a nice little retreat. And to be honest, in a lot of ways, it's kind of like a playground, not really used for astronomy anymore, but still, nonetheless, a really cool place to visit here in Delhi. One thing I'll never get over is that even in the capital city of India, you will just still find random monkeys everywhere, just chilling around. That is what India is about. Random animals, even in the biggest cities. I think I'm going to call this structure the Colosseum of Delhi. I mean, it's not the Roman Colosseum, but in a lot of ways, it does look like it. Although it's a different color and maybe a different era as well. And just like that, we have officially left Jantar Mantar. I have to say, It's not the most exciting place here in India, but I think it's also because I already saw the one in Jaipur, so it seemed a bit underwhelming to see the one here in Delhi. But it is one of the symbols here of the city of Delhi, and I think if you hadn't seen a Jantar Mantar before, this might be one that's worth checking out. If you've already seen one, then you've pretty much seen all the Jantar Mantars. So at that point, it's probably not worth it to see any more Jantar Mantars. But if you're in Delhi and it's your first day and you want to see a Jantar Mantar, that place is a pretty cool place to check. Around the corner from Jantar Mantar is one of the biggest clothes and shopping markets here in Delhi. This is Jantar Market, a place where literally you are going to get hassled for everything in the world. I mean, you've got shoes, socks, pants. You can even buy full suits here. I mean, it's crazy how much stuff you can have. And the people here, they are pretty insistent on selling you things. They are very, very insistent on selling you things. But it is the way India works, it's the way Delhi works, and it is a great place actually if you want some cheap clothes, some secondhand clothes. This is the place to get it. A lot of foreigners do come here in order to get. That is very interesting. Somebody was just hitting someone. Don't know how that works, but I hope you see that in the back. I hope I'm not crazy for saying that. That doesn't seem normal, but this is the craziest market here in India. There's so many things being sold here, clothes mostly, and a lot of foreigners like to come here and get cheap clothes and bargain it up until they get the prices that they might want. Bangles, earrings, necklaces. Literally, it is a shopping paradise for anyone who wants things at a decent price. I mean, it's honestly a great place just to buy things and bargain and make the most of the deals that you can get here. I mean, why make your own store when you can use the tree as your store? One of the most innovative store designs I think I've seen anywhere else in the world. To be honest, we have come at a pretty good time. Here in the evening, it gets really, really busy, like excessively busy. So if you come here during the afternoon or even in the morning, you'll get all the same things. You'll get all the necklaces, clothes that you might want, without all the people that you're bargaining with, without all the people that you're pushing and shoving into. And it can get pretty hectic at times, so my recommendation, come here like now during the afternoon, do your bargaining, do your shopping, and then get out of here before the crowds come here in the evening. Now this place right here might be one of the hidden secrets here in Delhi. If you look at it right behind me, this is one of the most beautiful places and one of the most peaceful places I think you can find here in the city. This is a place known as Agrasen Ki Baoli. Baoli refers to a stepwell, and as you can probably see, those are the steps leading down to the bottom. Now this Agrasen Ki Baoli was originally built as a water retention area. So, you know, all throughout India there's always been an issue with how to get fresh water to everyone to make sure that everybody has enough fresh water. So this was originally designed to make sure that there was abundance of fresh water here in the city of Delhi, which was a very, very populous city. I mean, it's been a populous city for many, many years. You can see that this entire structure is built in a sort of Muslim style. In fact, I'll show you right over there, there is a mosque on the end of the actual stepwell itself. But nowadays, it's just a place where locals come and relax, they sit, they enjoy. A lot of students, a lot of young students, you can probably see all around me right here, they just come here, they relax after school, they enjoy what this place has to offer. To be honest, it's like an oasis in the middle of the hustle and bustle of Delhi. I mean, Delhi is such a busy city, but once you come here, it's quiet. You escape it all, you hear the birds chirping, and for a second, it doesn't even feel like you are in the city of Delhi. A really, really nice, beautiful place. The water is probably not the cleanest now, but still a nice place to visit, and a nice place to sort of get away from the hustle and bustle of the city. Looks like this is not just the spot for people to hang out. The pigeons here. I think all the pigeon friends, the pigeon gang, has joined here at this Baoli. I mean, look at it. There's literally an entire row of pigeons, and it honestly smells like pigeon poop. So, not the best smelling place either. It seems to be a sort of meetup point for people and birds. Welcome to the next place here in our Delhi tour for the day. We've had to take a little bit of a rickshaw ride. It took about 20 minutes, but we've come to possibly one of the prettiest green spaces here in Delhi. This is a place known as Lodhi Gardens, and as you can probably tell, it is serene, it is quiet. It doesn't even feel like India. Within this garden, there are a few old sort of buildings and sort of old structures. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at those. But for the most part, we're just gonna enjoy this space. It seems nice, it seems quiet, and I'm already enjoying the vibe of this place. That here at the Lodhi Gardens, the main thing you're here to see are these massive, huge, ancient structures. And to explain these structures, I have to explain the Delhi Sultanate. Basically, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, in the 1500s and the 1400s, there was a dynasty here called the Delhi Sultanate that ruled over Delhi. It was a very, very powerful dynasty. Remember, India is not one complete nation. This idea that India as one concept is a quite recent concept historically. In the past, India was ruled by many different leaders, many different kings, who all ruled over their separate realms. And here in Delhi, the people that were in charge were the Delhi Sultanate. Now, the guy who's responsible for this garden is known as Sikandar Lodi. He was one of the kings, one of the people here in the Lodi dynasty, and he was in charge of running the Delhi Sultanate for quite a while. A lot of these buildings were all built by Sikandar Lodi. These were not originally from India, they were actually from Afghanistan, just like the Mughals and a lot of the other empires here in this part of the world were. And this was a time when the Muslims were really dominating this part of the world. They were having very successful military campaigns, conquering places like Delhi, Agra, building the Taj Mahal. All of these was happening during that time period. So you can tell this structure, this is a mosque. This is actually a really, really old mosque. So a lot of the structures here were all very, very old and ancient, Muslim influenced architecture that still remain 500 years later as some of the most intricate carvings you can find here in Delhi. Now, a lot of the structures that you'll find here in Lodhi Gardens are a combination between mosques and burial places, and a lot of tombs can be found here within Lodhi Garden. A lot of tombs all built in a Muslim style. For example, this structure here, you can see massive structure built in a Muslim style, and you can see all the tombs here, just like the ones we saw in Agra, built in the same way that, you know, you have the mound there and then built in these massive structures. Whoever was buried here probably had some importance to Sikandar Lodi, the sort of Sultanate of Delhi at the time, but a lot of them we don't know. We really don't know a lot of history. We don't know who these people are. The historical records have sort of gotten lost over time, but hopefully one day we'll eventually figure it out. But for now, it remains very much a mystery. You can tell here based on the tombs who is a woman and who is a man. So those that are flat on the top, those were women. But then this one, for example, there's this one thing on top that tells us that there's a man buried here. But which woman and which men are buried here, we literally don't have a clue. We need more time to figure it out eventually. Now, while not all of the structures can be explained here in Lodhi Garden and who they're responsible for, this structure definitely can. This is one of the most important structures and one of the most beautiful structures here in Lodhi Garden. It's the tomb of Sikandar Lodi himself, the Sultan of Delhi. It is a massive structure. It's got this entire court. I mean, look at this entire courtyard. This is just for him. Now, the actual construction of it happened in the 1517 is what I think, if I read correctly, and it's a massive structure just for him. Now, we know that this is definitely one of the records. I mean, this was literally customized just for Sikandar Lodi. And like I said, Sikandar Lodi was the second king in the Lodi dynasty to rule over the Delhi Sultanate. He's also known as one of the most important, one of the most successful, because he did so much. He was able to expand the empire. He built on what his ancestors had brought in, and he just made it a flourishing sultanate at the time. This is obviously a symbol of all of the achievements that he made, this massive structure, this very peaceful place. And as a result of his resting tomb here, this entire garden is called Lodhi Garden. But wow, it is very beautiful and very impressive here.
How much you pay?
100
Only?
हाँ इधर 100 अभी 100 ना
150.
नहीं 100 भैया
120.
भैया 100 हाँ 100 ठीक है we have come to the final destination here in Delhi. And this is probably one of the most symbolic places in all of Delhi, and if not a symbol of India. It's a place that doesn't really have much to it, but as you can probably tell, locals are all enjoying this place, and anytime you see a brochure about Delhi or India, you're bound to see this structure. Welcome to one of the most important symbolic structures here in the country, the Gate of India, as you can see right behind me. Now, India Gate is not some historic monument built hundreds and hundreds of years ago like we've seen in the Lodhi Garden today. Instead, India Gate is actually relatively new. When I say relatively new, it's about a century old. This structure was built in commemoration of the thousands, the tens of thousands of Indian soldiers who, fighting under the British flag, sacrificed their lives during World War I. So it's about 100 years old in history, a little more than 100 years old in history, because if you think about it, World War I ended in the very beginning parts of the 1900s. Now the gate, like I said, is a symbol of India. It's the gateway of India, and there's no way you're gonna see a photo or a symbol of Delhi without the image of the actual gate there. Now here in the evening times, you can see there's a lot of locals just walking around. They're playing flute, apparently. They're selling things, and the evening time, it just has a really nice vibe to it. It's a really nice place. It brings out all the locals, and especially the evening time when it's not too hot, people are more than happy to come out and enjoy some street food, have kids coming around, playing around. It's a really nice sort of environment, and one thing's for sure, it's really clean. Like for a second you forget that this is even India. There's no cows roaming around, there's no trash here. It's especially clean because it's one of those national monuments that are sort of really important, protected by the Indian government. But I have to say, it is a really nice place to roam around. It's really calm, it's really chill. Yes, you've got locals coming out, but it's just a nice vibe overall to come out and visit. Now, one thing that's interesting about India Gate is that its location is literally on this axis that goes from India Gate all the way down to the Parliament houses and the sort of house of the Prime Minister, the White House equivalent of India. If you go all the way down there, I think it's like a kilometer or two, you will eventually get to those big government buildings here in India. Now, for me, here in India, I don't think there's much interest in that. I think India has so much more to offer. Why would I actually go and explore the Parliament House? But you would know that this entire axis leads down to those really important buildings. As you can probably tell, here in the evening, India Gate lights up. It lights up in the orange, white, and green colors, the Tiranga, which I mentioned earlier today. The reason I mentioned that is because I knew we were coming here and it was gonna light up here just like that in the evening. And it is beautiful. I mean, look at how many people have shown up here. These are all locals. These are all local people, Indians. I don't think I've seen a single foreigner, and yet everybody is coming out. Everyone has come to see this arch, which, to be fair, it's just an arch. It is India Gate. And if I was living here, I don't know how many times I'd actually come out here, but I guess a lot of people here do enjoy it. They do come out, the vibe is really nice, and little kids are coming out and playing here all the time. But this is India Gate, and this is the end of our first sort of official tour here in Delhi. As you can probably tell, we haven't seen really that much. We've seen just a few regions of Delhi. We've seen, for example, Jantar Mantar, we've seen the Lodhi Gardens, we've seen Connaught Place, we've seen India Gate. We've seen quite a few things here in Delhi. But let's be honest, that doesn't even cover what India has to offer. I mean, India Gate, sure, it's fantastic, it's beautiful, but let's be real, that is not symbolic of what Delhi really is. Delhi has so much more. The old streets of Chandni Chowk, the mosques, there's so much more to explore in the city, and we've barely scratched the surface in this video. But with that said, we've managed to see quite a lot. We've seen quite a few sites here in the city of Delhi. Some sites which are absolutely symbolic, like India Gate, like Jantar Mantar, and some other sites which are very interesting, especially if you love history. For example, Lodhi Gardens, to learn a little bit more about the Sultanate of Delhi. It's been an interesting day, it's been a very educational day, and I have to say, Delhi is a really nice city if you know where to look. And I have to say, for example, this area, very clean, really nice, no cows roaming around. It doesn't really seem like it's India, but in some parts, especially in the outskirts, you'll be reminded again that, wait, this is India, it's messy, it's chaotic, But so far for today, I can't say that that's been the case. It's been a very different vibe, a different side to India that I haven't really seen before. So that is very interesting, and I think it's also why a lot of foreigners decide to stay a few days in Delhi before going out to explore the rest of the country. But with that said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video here from Delhi, India. This is just the beginning. We've got so much more to explore here in Delhi, so make sure to stay tuned. We've got so many more videos here from India. We're going to be exploring other parts of this country as well, so stay tuned, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye guys.